There's been a conversation about men have started also shouting out and asking women, what do you bring on the table?
What do you bring on the table is a selfish statement if you're talking about money alone.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a meaningful statement if we start focusing on value. Because value, hata vile unajua, value is not only money. One of my top job that used to make me money than stage was selling jokes. Like one of my top clients, Eric Omondi. Nilikuwa sure every week niko na 4,000 Eric Omondi. By the classical jokes mobs za hii country niliziandika zenye hadi wase wanatumia mpaka sai.
Now, let's say 30 students, now listen to me. Nothing feels good in this day and age when all the things you need are at the convenience of your hand by just all-in-one business software. Na kwanza nyinyi students wa less than 30 who are growing into business, wengine mnaingia into kuuza handbag, mnauza nywele, corset. Kwanza hizo corset unahag mtu na anyway. Chani zonge story kuhag mtu na filiko umehag simiti. Now, unafunga hizi biashara zote and you need things to run faster. But you also need to brand yourself. You also need to make a business, make sure your business is out there in the market. And guys are able to see it. You need to do something called brand strategy. No business can thrive bila website because it shows how unserious you are. Kama hauna. Now, no business can thrive bila website because it shows how unserious you are in terms of branding. Lazima uko na website. Do you look serious? And as Dr.Ofweneke, your professor on lessons at 30, lazima I introduce you to the best, and I only know of one, which is Odoo. Now, let me tell you, Odoo is an all-in-one business software that comes with a powerful website builder and lets you create your own website within minutes. Imagine with zero skills, for whatever business you want to get into, you can make your own website using 4 simple steps with the guidance of the software to come out with what you want your customers to think of you. Now, here's the kicker. When was the last time you heard the word kicker? Nakwambia Odoo ni ya majuu. Odoo ni ya watu wako mbele. Now, Odoo comes with an inbuilt chat GPT to help you write or edit content or to edit content on your website. Imagine having a personal copywriter on standby. It's like adding the final nyamachoma spice on your brand. But wait, it gets even more sweeter. For your first app on Odoo, it's totally free for life. That includes website hosting and customer support. Plus, you get a custom domain free for the first 1 year, 12 months free. Hakuna kitu poa knowing I don't have to call a web designer. Mwenye ananilenga sijui ako dunda, sijui ako na demi yake, sijui ako date, wako couple goals wanapiga pictures, sijui photographer. Hakuna. Ikitu ninakalia kwa meza yangu, kwa kiti yangu at the comfort of my house. I get into my Odoo app, into my Odoo software, and I'm able to download and I'm able to sort myself out and make myself a website with Odoo. ChatGPT in, AI integrated, everything is sorted for me. Click on the link on the description to build your website today. Odoo imenisort. Mimi sijui nangoja nini. Sasa ngoja tu nifunge biashara yangu. Niko sorted out na Josia, hakuna mtu na call with zero skills. I can literally just get into the AI integrated and I may just sort now Odoo. I don't know what my students are less than 30. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're getting into business, you definitely need a website. Get into Odoo, sort yourself out.
Ladies and gentlemen, another beautiful, amazing episode. Karibuni sana. My name is the Eagle himself, the Duke of Kakamega. Dr.Ofweneke is my name. And of course, bring you Kenya's fastest growing podcast, Lessons at 30 with Dr.Ofweneke. You are the students, better have your pen ready. You better have your book ready. Hapa ni masomo. Wale wengine, I know there's somebody who commented and said, Ofweneke, we need you to ask controversial questions. Listen, this is not a home for tea. If you want tea, there are places to get tea. Here, it is a classroom. The guest lecturers keep on coming on. They keep on giving their stories. Where can I some? Man's life is about learning. I met a lady the other day. When I was hosting a millennial bongo tour at the Red Room. And she told me every single day, she comes from Meru, and she told me every single day when she sees an episode live on Dr.Ofweneke TV, she gets a pen and paper, and there are a lot of things she's learning as much as she's only 23 years old. Guys, this can only be God. Asante sana to all our past guests. Who are we without you? Asante sana for sharing your stories and coming on the show. And of course, all these things after said and done, we're not only planting lessons, experience about life into your lives. We're also making sure that you're also an investor, because even the Bible says, he who is invests in his future is wise, and invests in his children is wise. And that's what we're telling you. Username Properties has an amazing deal for you. After Tumawazana, Nakuru is sold out. Now we're heading all the way to Matu. And we were able to travel there to Matu with my team. And God, have you seen the place? It's only a walk or a stone away from the main highway. Ya kutoka Moyale, Garissa, going all the way to Thika. At a place called Matu, Kichapita Kanyonyo. That place, there's water, there's electricity. The guys already started building places. And the shamba goes for 250,000 Kenyan shillings on a discounted rate. Enda uchukue shamba hapo for development, or either for investment purposes. Hata unaweza uza. Kuna wase walibai hapo saizi shabaiwa na Kenha because wanataka kuweka way bridge hapo. So just go and buy 250,000 Kenyan shillings, and the contracts are there. They're waiting to serve you. The sales team is waiting to get to you. All right? And Nisha sign up contract yangu. And of course, UK, I'll be there in July for the Kenyans at the park. And of course, I'm going to be your MC, Dr.Ofweneke, in July. Na nisha tumia down payment yangu. Unajua down payment ilituma through nini? The only most trustable mode of sending money from Europe, US, across the world into Kenya. And that is Lemfi. If you're not using Lemfi, then I don't know what you're doing. And remember, Lemfi is the only sending money app that you can actually send through to a till number directly at home. So kama kuna wagonjwa, kuna harambe, kuna school fees, kuna harusi una contribute, whatever it is, just know this one is safe. Mambo ya kutumia anko anti mwenye anaenda sherehe na do yako, wachana nawe. Download Lemfi right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to talk too much. It's an amazing friend of mine, a brother, I call him so, one of the brightest minds that I know in the industry. From Kariobangi all the way to the Tyler Perry studios. And nani alisema kuna wivu mbaya? Kuna kwa napenda wivu nzuri. Na kuna wivu nzuri yenye mumsikiliani, the fact that this guy has actually met my icon before me. How dare God? God, it was supposed to be me first. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the CEO of Kenya's #1 online digital media. And apart from that, he's one of the best scriptwriters that I know. Chucking series after series after series after series. Ladies and gentlemen, please, why should I go far? You know who it is on the show? Our guest lecturer on Lessons at 30 with Dr.Ofweneke. Please make sure you subscribe to the page. It's the one and only Eddie Butita.
Yeah. What's up?
Welcome on the show.
What's up?
Karibu sana.
I'm happy to be here.
Please, karibu. Hii ndio nyumba yetu ya Lessons at 30.
Dr.Ofweneke.
Asante sana.
AKA.
Bro, unataka kuchoma.
Baba nani?
Bro, at least saidi watatu wenye najua. But we only have 3.
Wenye unajua?
No, unawajua.
As in watatu na wajua, si ati wenye najua. There is a difference of watatu.
Bro, unataka kunigonga.
There is a difference of watatu na wajua and watatu wenye.
But mbona wewe una watoto?
Sijui hata wanapatikanaje. Ndio na learn tu hizi vitu. Unajua pia mimi nil take time kufocus sana na kazi. Nimeanza kulearn.
You have been, I think after our sister in the industry, after Mamito, you have gone silent about relationships. Clearly seems tea.
This is not a show for tea. If you want tea, you know where to get tea.
Thank you.
We are here to learn.
Thank you.
Yeah, I get you. Endelea.
Bro, you went silent about relationships.
Yeah.
And it has actually become a point of joke
Mm.
and humor across the industry.
Mm.
And congratulations to you guys hosting the
Big Six round
the
table.
big round table.
Yeah.
And the Judy and Abel coupling, Celeste and of course Njugush coupling.
Yeah.
Then of course Phil come and talk about divorces. And you literally just came on your own. What is this thing about you and relationships?
It's for me, my perspective, vile naona a relationship is a delicate thing, something that you ought to be very careful with, because that's the only chance to be with someone for the rest of your life.
True.
And you can't keep having covenants and binding soul ties with randomly, and because there's chances of kukosana haraka nini. So if you are not sure, do not step on that route, because there is many ways of having fun. If you ask me, not to be misquoted, if whatever you're getting in a relationship is what you can access without a relationship, then there is no relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So if what do you think? Oh my!
If
goodness.
in your relationship, whatever you are getting can still access it without being in that relationship, then you don't have a relationship. You don't need even to be in that relationship, because that's what I believe. And whatever you can access ranges from a lot of things. Flesh needs, in this, for the purpose of this show, we call it flesh needs.
Yes.
And just something basic that can get anywhere, because a relationship is more of, and they say, even the Bible says that when two come together,
They
it's a
become
blessing.
one.
So it has to be mutual. Like naturally, how I understand, like women have that ability and power to nurture, and them being helpers, as it is stated in the book, plays a significant role if you get the right person. And even you being a helper to your woman plays a significant role if there is a sync together. So the mistake we do, that I feel, it's my opinion, it's not, maybe I might be wrong.
Please feel free.
We meet, tuko pale club, or maybe somewhere, an event, or just meet online randomly. We engage 2 or 2 times, and then we start feeling that we need to be in a relationship, simply because we have soul ties, that we have ties that have built up. Now we are scared of losing each other. So we are together because we are scared of losing each other.
No, because we really want to be there.
We can't be together because we are scared of losing each other. We need to be together because that is the ultimate thing to do. So when you say I've been silent when it comes to relationship, is that I'm careful. I'm not silent. I'm careful, because I don't think I'm that kind of a person who Butita's new girlfriend, Butita's blah 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 back to back. Then, yeah.
I get you on that. There's been a conversation about men have started also shouting out and asking women, what do you bring on the table?
Yeah. What do you bring on the table is a selfish statement if you're talking about money alone. But it is a meaningful statement if we start focusing on value. Because value, hata vile unajua, value is not only money. You as a host, there are things you've been paid a lot of money, and there are things you've even done for free and told someone,
True.
I'll not charge you.
True.
And you'll wake up, piga zile suti zako za Nigeria.
Stray bullet.
Because there is an exchange value.
True.
You see? So bringing on the table is selfish if you're thinking about money. If I ask you, what are you bringing on the table? Because maybe I'm earning a certain amount of money, and I also want you to declare that unaeka hii hapa, unaeka hii hapa. Hiyo ni selfish. Because at the end of the day, money is something that comes and go, and it fluctuates. Today you can have a lot of money, I can have less. Zitenda ziki? Ina depend. Like money is man-made. The things that are not man-made, things that we found them here, the virtues, are the ones that last us forever. Like,
Nice.
what are you bringing on the table? Are you the kind of a person that I can stand one day and say, without this person, I wouldn't be here? Are you the kind of a person I'll say, manze, yani, hata siku inipeleke aje, nafikaga mahali natulia? You know, there's a certain love that's not conditional that people get from, let's say, their kids. I don't have a kid, but I've seen people have kids. Wazazi kama nyinyi. Umekuwa na siku zako mbaya nini, but ukiona tu mtoi wako,
there's a certain calmness.
There's a certain calmness of, at the end of the day, kuna vile tu me feel happy nikiona. So it should be that way, not conditional.
I hear you.
You know? So bringing on the table comes in terms of value. You are not draining me, but there is value you're bringing. Whether it's emotional support, whether it's when I'm going to make a blunder, unaweza ona uniambie ni aje. Na check. So value for value. What are you bringing on the table should be value for value, not monetary.
But does this generation understand this, Eddie? Does this generation get it?
One thing I believe, 100%, the fundamental principles of relationships and love remain the same. We just ignore. If you say, if you tell me, does this generation understand the same? I'll tell you yes. But since people are quick meeting the wrong people, they feel like things are not working the way they're supposed to be. So it ends up being a fighting arena rather than a mutual beneficial arena. You get me?
I get you.
So once you get it wrong, it will be wrong. Like it doesn't go wrong, it starts wrong. You see? So you'll be like, hii generation haielewi, wase wanakosana, hawa wase wanakaka, wako na issues, ni incompatibility issues. Once unlike poles
attract, that's what I'm going to say.
Like poles attract, like poles okay.
Repel.
Sijika in apply hapo, but relationship like poles attract. So if there is that incompatibility, bro, utaona makosa daily. Tutashinda tukisema, you know, I saw someone saying online, squeezy relationship has last. Watu wana break up. Wewe unakuja online kuangalia watu wawili waki break up watatu. Unasahau anti yako amekuwa kwa relationship 30 years.
Come on.
Years. So you are using a basis of you have a representative that represents you emotionally, that use that representative to judge
your perspective
or current state of relationships. Yeah.
Hey,
yes,
I like that. And your aunt has been
for 40 years. Yeah. Like even your closest examples are successful relationships. But you are online here because kuna YouTube couple wali meet December wakakosana February. Uko relationships squeeze haiwaka.
Na budako na manzako
wamekuwa. Wewe unasawala wase wali come together juu a specific thing yenye hata si relationship. Then waka realize. In fact, me I'm an advocate of love is a facade. Like for me, I think if you are together because of love only, then you'll certainly break up. Love comes and goes, fades, up, down. Leo umependa mtu umemchukia nini. But kama kuna aspect zingine zenye zina hold, then zita remain forever. Have you ever seen hii story tunaenda ocha, you come from Western, you understand story. Mi sijui region zingine. Ile shosho na guka wako na vitanda different. Uko wait. You people, amkuwa kwa couple sama? Hawapendani?
But the truth be told, I never used to understand that thing until now that I'm a grown up. Now I understand why my grandfather had his own house. And my grandmothers had their own houses.
You might interpret that as lack of love. So that romance is not there, but there are some things that are holding them together. That's why they say till death do us apart. Because it's now when you're in. You need to factor in a lot of things. If you look at most reasons, I've never been married, but I'm sure most reasons zenye zinafanyanga tu watu wakwe na issue ni communication issues. In fact, not even relationship. I believe in the world, 99% of problems can be solved by communication. That's the most powerful tool you have. Like when you are born, you cried.
True.
Like that is the first.
It was my communication that I'm alive.
That's the powerful tool that you enter the world with.
I have never looked at it like that.
Crying. So now, aside data from relationship, assuming uko na deni, unakimbizwa hii town, una auctionea kila mahali wataka ku auction. You just look at it and you realize in most cases there is breakdown of communication. Either simu haikushikwa, ukadanganya nini. Because if I come and tell you Dr.Ofweneke manze, hey, hiyo mita unanidai kusema ukweli nipatie hadi 2028.
Sina.
Bro, utajam tu leo but uta accept the fact that
nishakwambia
until 2028 unless nikupatie plan nyingine. So communication is an essential tool. And we only feel it when it comes to relationships breaking up, but we forget even businesses. People break up in businesses. People break us in all sorts of agreements. Their breakups ni vile hazina heart ndani, unaona ile emotion. So communication is a tool. So you might say the current generation or everyone right now might be getting it wrong because of assumptions. Naona niaje hatuwezi bonga na assume. Niaje manze, relationship inakuaga hivi. Kila mtu ana kitabu yake. Bro, God alipatia wase relationship bila manual. Juu ya kila mtu inafaa kuwa different.
Ni fingerprint.
Hata ukitafuta marriage counselor kuna siku yenye alilala kwa sofa.
Siku therapist pia alilala kwa hiyo kiti.
You know, you spend 24 hours with someone every day. Okay, hata tukasi 24 hours. For the rest of your life umekaa na mse ama 1 year, 2 years. Unamjua better than sisi. Even if you present your case during an argument to us, you only give us 5%.
The 95 you're withholding.
And that 5% favors you.
Sasa nishikilie hii.
Ude manze hata jana nilikama kanifanyia hivi. Manze hebu nyinyi niambie, hiyo ni fair? Pia yule dem anaambia watu wengine, imagine hiyo ni fair. So kuna 95 anaweka. And ukitaka kujua watu wanakuwa ready kusolve tu problems zao wenyewe. Unapata watu washashikana wakicheat. Wako kwa counselor ama best yao fulani wanamuita mwenye ati mentor. Anauliza, but mshaishikana? No, hiyo tujai kwa naishuka hiyo. Yali problems zingine ni nyinyi tu. So it starts with you, and where there is no compatibility, it will go wrong. Because this is nature, this is the universe, this is our spiritual side and our body trying to speak. And it will always repel what is not right for us. It's a defense mechanism that human beings have naturally. I'm a scientist kidogo. Nyinyi mnafanya tu usanii, amfanyi science.
Pole bro, manza matusi. Haya, wacha wakili tunyamaze.
Nini influencing tu.
Excuse me, please remember I'm a lawyer.
Okay. We wouldn't go to school of law.
KSL ilikuwa ni. But I'm okay, wacha hiyo.
But you're practicing. Okay. You might be practicing.
At least I defend myself.
Okay. So now, biologically, we are born with the defense mechanism things that are inside our, like, when we exist in this world, we develop certain behaviors that protect us so that we can live longer. No. Those are the things sometimes that repel people from you after a certain time when they're not meant for you specifically. For example, ushaikutana na msee ukafeel badheo msee simpendi. Msee tu random. There is something about this guy.
Kenya wanasemanga damu yangu ile mkata. That's how Kenyans will say. Nilisikia tu kitu. There's something I felt.
There's something I felt. Do you know that energy for you to emit that? There is something that you as a person, it's
a defense.
It's a defense.
It's a chemical that has...
It's a defense. It's a defense. Unacheki? It's a defense. That's why unapataga, for example, people who are weak emotionally, they're loud. But people who are strong emotionally, they're
calm.
They're calm. So why are you loud? Why do you look like an extrovert? It's because you're protecting your delicate part. So being an extrovert is like a defense mechanism of showing people I'm strong.
Okay.
So that when people engage with you at the first sight,
wanaogopa, utashout.
And being calm is like a defense mechanism of trying not to show people I'm not hard inside. Mi ni mpole. But inside, by the way, I'm hard. So these things develop without you knowing. As you grow in your life, you develop some sorts of defense mechanism. That's why you find out that in certain relationships and engagements, you don't belong totally. Ofweneke unaenda boardroom, kusign deal. manze upendi tu, kuna kitu upendi tu hapo, but una force to your engagement, then you end up having a contract that has problems and problems, and you're like, ni kama nilisikia, it's like your body was speaking.
My instincts were telling me.
Yeah, the defense mechanism that your body has on your instincts detects those energies and tells you, niaje bro, this is not the right path, take this. Na we una force. Sasa ukiforce inakuwaga na consequences zenye utaenda ukiwa na problem because how could you listen? We are so powerful. We have intuition. Everyone has intuition, but we are careless to listen to those intuitions. Like yes. And actually when you come to women, by the way, wa mademo wako na senses zingine dope sana. Do you know? Do you know there are months that if a woman gets into a boardroom or a business deal, it's easy for her to get that deal. There are weeks that she has an attraction energy full.
I didn't know.
You know that?
I didn't know.
You know there are weeks that Demon and their deal backfire because akona energy ya kurepel your time.
How do they know?
Okay, you have to dig deep into energies and okay, I don't want to sound like a philosopher when I talk about energies. You have to dig deep.
No, that's why we're here. It's less than 30
into a personal for example, biologically. Women have cycles.
Yes.
And in these cycles, they prepare them for mating. For both men, women have cycles. Men tunakwaga tu tunangoja.
Men is, I mean, we just need a venue. We don't need a reason.
We work on a 24-hour clock. Women work on a 30-day clock. So what happens is, for example, them akikaribia mamambo zake.
Crossing the Red Sea.
The Red Sea. Naturally anaweza kuwa moody. Or throughout the Red Sea, anaweza kuwa moody. Why? Because at this point, what she doesn't want totally is something called coitus. What is called
coitus?
Coitus.
We're really trying to give it such a coitus, all right?
So since her body does not want that, she creates a repelling energy. That's why we say akona mood. This mood is to protect her asikatiwe during this period. Unaona? Yani during this period mse asikue because ground haiko sawa sahi. So naturally naturally anakuwa na a repelling mood around her. Because we are human beings at the end of the day and we are born for procreation. Bro, atu exist kwa dunia kwa kitu ingine. Or exist kwa dunia kufanya podcast. Procreation. Creating the next generation. That's the reason why you exist. Unaona? So now, ana repel. So this, I'm coming back to that point of why sometimes mtu anaweza lose deal because ni wrong timing. So each time udem akona energy naturally inafaa kurepel men. Unaona? Wewe tomkati.
But
wako na busy na yeye.
For some weird reason.
For some weird reason mnapatana. Energy yake iko high level ya kurepel. Because she doesn't want men around her this time. She's repelling. Hata kama ni kwa hao. Kuna kafi ya meka. She's repelling. So you'll find out hizi ndio time hata mademu va vitu refu sana. Hawapigi luku. Like hawataki. Hataki la repel time. But hiyo kitu ina happen. Si decision ana make ina happen naturally psychologically bila hata kujua.
So she's a servant of the system. That system
of that system. Since right now Ofweneke might be tempted to say hi, there is an energy that's produced that's telling Ofweneke kaa huko kwa kona.
Sikutaki mapo yako ni kubwa.
Then that cycle ends.
Okay.
And now they enter a different cycle kama the ovulation cycle, the cycle yenye wako sasa. Then naturally an energy of attraction builds. they say even women start glowing.
Sexy.
Anavaa hiyo time akienda club hata alikuwa anapiga.
Cleavage nini.
Eh.
Naambia hayo
Tunaambia leo umeamwaje. By the way, si ati anakudai. Ako state ya attraction. But like this is a state that scientifically, because we exist for procreation, she's in a state to attract viable mates for procreation.
Meaning you're trying to say we are just like animals. We are animals.
Yes, we are animals. We are animals.
Only that our IQ is higher, but we are animals.
And all dealings we do are driven by the needs is the procreation. The reason why you go to work, look for money, nini, there is a procreation aspect somewhere. Either you want to feed your family, either you want to get a good girl.
There's a procreation. Everything we do, there's a procreation element to it.
There is a procreation element to it. And you understand that, you understand why other things work the way they do. You understand why we don't get business deals, why we don't succeed in other businesses. Why? Because the need is not attached to that activity very strong. That's why nimekupatia example ya dem na zile cycle basic.
It makes a lot of sense. My goodness.
Unaona? Watakwambia, uliza wasichana siku moja watakwambia. Kuna time tu anashindwaga, kila mtu ananipenda manze. Watu wananisalimia, nabaywa machai.
Hapo kuna time
mtu hataki story yake.
Mbo dem anakuwa na masikio nusu.
Manze si makosa yake, ako kwa state yenye hiyo time ana create energy ya kumprotect. Na get na protect.
What lessons are 30 with Dr.
So every decision you make, there is a procreation aspect
to it.
Yeah.
Every.
And this is the question of so we cut your manhood and give you $10 million.
Can never be.
Utaki pesa tena.
No, wacha ikae.
Sasa shida yako kwa nini?
Because after hiyo pesa, yes, niko na hiyo pesa alafu. Siwezi hata danganya dem. Sizo mimi ni mbaba wa 45. Siwezi ambia dem nizalie kamoja kamusho.
Wewe reason why utafuta pesa?
Because oh my goodness. Hakuna haja by the way. Come to think of it. Kana hiyo 10 million. Hey, let me remain with my manhood. We had Salano, the Kakamega man. On our past episode. And it's because the basis of the conversation on Lessons at 30 was he was talking about vasectomy and how he underwent vasectomy. And in all this conversation, I'm also just wondering because I know where we come from as Luya men, and of course I know our culture is very strong. And lack of a better way to put it, we are a little bit very chauvinistic. We are very pro-man society as the Luya community. Would you do a vasectomy yourself?
Vasectomy, first, even before I answer that, in simple terms, ni kufunga uzazi.
Yes.
Which means I don't want to seed. But it does not stop mating. Okay, mating labda ni your process yote full. It does not stop you having urges and indulging. So
in cultures.
So maybe I'll choose the option of sa ile sitaki mtoto naweza jipanga, sa ile nataka ghafla bin fu naweza fika huko sema hata niongezeka moja. We will not consider, but I'll
withdraw.
I'll consider things that will still give me that results, but not vasectomy. Like okay, kupanga uzazi I will consider, but not
And you've really been speaking about na mbona sijui mbona wewe na Abel Mutuamu kunichanua. There's this thing about Odoo.
Yes, Odoo. Actually, Odoo is a software with a wide range of applications. So it helps you to run your business. Any business needs, whether it's accounting, whether it's tracking sales, whether it is invoicing, vitu kama hizo, anything business, any problem that you have in business, there is an app that can help you solve it.
Me, I think you're part of website. I think the fact that I can actually do my website.
Website builder.
Website builder.
So they have website builder. And the website builder, the best thing with it is that at the click of a button, you just choose the name of the website, the industry. It gives you options, and it's just drag and drop. You choose the color palette, drag and
Clearly
drop.
an AI.
Yeah, it gives you an option for having appointments, booking, where you can put your portfolio, sales, and sales that can be integrated to an inventory. Hapo. So you can even sell directly from the website. Alafu, you know the best thing? Ukiingia Odoo, the first app is free for life. So if you join today,
no one when
website builder, I will charge you for that.
Oh, na domain, and then I saw that domain is actually free for the first one.
Unapata free domain. So now if you choose that as your first app, uko sawa. There are other range of apps there, because I don't understand if you have a business and you're not using Odoo right now.
I don't get it, and that's what I'm telling you. Now, if you're watching me, and I know you guys that I know the guys watching me who want to get into kuuza handbag, kuuza manguo, kuuza wigs. If you want to set up a nice business as a side hustle, and let me tell you, easy biashara zote unafanya, and Eddie will agree with me. Sahi kama una website and a strong social media platform, I don't know what you're doing, because you need to be out there. Guys need to find you. And especially having a website proves the seriousness of your branding and your strategy of attracting clients from whatever part of the world, using that cliche statement of the world is a small village. Let's make on a website. Now, the one thing I love about Odoo, apart from matters about financing, it having a financial aspect to it, how to balance your finances, you can literally be a HR on your phone. There's how you can literally make your own website by downloading Odoo. Amazing. Please just take a look at it. I mean, the best thing is, I'm very impatient. I don't need to be calling msewa graphics. Achukui simu yangu, andanganya domain is your book, all need to make your domain. And actually, Odoo, the first year, your website is free. The domain is actually free. So, Mr. Gini, download Odoo right now. Go and check it out. Subscription is click on the subscription, go download Odoo. Be able to make sure that you can actually make your own website within 5 minutes. And to make it worse, or to make it the best news, it is actually ChatGPT integrated. Meaning ChatGPT iko ndani kusaidia ku make up mapicha, vision, mission, prices, advising you on where to get even your suppliers from Turkey, China. Make your own website now at the comfort of your house, simply by using Odoo. Mina itumia already. Bango.
So now it's daring to move and not being comfortable. You know, we have a problem of lack of exposure in this country. So we blame a lot of people for not moving, but they don't know that there is better life on the other side. They don't know that there is another dimension of life. So you're born in a place like Kariobangi, which is a ghetto flani. Ghetto, like, but see, ghetto, like, house in Kariobangi was 1,500.
Ghetto.
1,500 ni ghetto elite kidogo, juu kuna 500. Korogocho ilikuwa 500.
Yeah, by the way, come to think of it.
I was born in Korogocho. Our house was 400.
400
per month.
How many were you? Or how many are you?
You are just watu wanne tu, Buddha, mother, mimi na bro. So 400, then we moved to Kariobangi, 1,500. So that's an
upgrade.
Upgrade, but coach ndio hii hapa mbele, yani tunaiona. So now what happens in you grow in Kariobangi, and the kind of mentors that are around, the people that you see as successful, okay, the degree of success, nile mta kuna gari tu moja. Yani ukiona ni mzee tu ya pick up fulani.
KYZ.
That's why unapata most of us used to think that the only path is futa and kitu kaa music, because at least hiyo ndo unaweza relate now. In this area there's someone that is playing football and has gone to Norway. What? So there is no other dimension of life of understanding. Naweza fanya hivi, naweza build career hivi. So now you're born in that area, you go to primary school huko mko watoto wa huko, and then your parents are working in industrial area, most of them, which they have a tight schedule of 8 to 5, so they have to leave at 6 to make it on time to work. And by the time they leave work, they're in the house at 8. You don't even interact with parents sana. 1 hour, you sleep. Kesho, you do that for the rest of your life and grow knowing that life is about kwenda kudu job in Australia. Ukimaliza. Because umezoea hiyo pattern, ujazoea dimension ingine life. So ukisoma huko, unarealize ule mse anavaa longi mzuri na kiatu mzuri ni mwizi. Unaanza kurealize, wasichana wanapenda wezi mtaa. Mimi mpaka nilijamingi sana nikiwa class 5 kuna wezi walikata ni join. Nikiwa class 7, 205. Ati mimi ni mtiaji, wezi nifunza kazi. Walikata nikuwe mwizi bana. Yaani uchoyo.
Nikiwa kuna malaika walikata mbona wakuangushwa na sikari.
Lakini kukosa nyota aje hadi wezi wakutaki ukwe mwizi. Because you said it was the coolest thing to do, like ni aje tunaweza enda, there's something was called Kot. Koto, this to Master Key. I'm doing a movie about that by this soon, where they open to cages. Those things they were done by young kids, high school nini, and it was so cool because mse ataenda buy sport mpya nini. So you see, auelewi dimension ingine ya life. Unajua either crime futa inda, hakuna vitu mob. So ukisoma huko life yako yote bila exposure, ujui the other side of life. So now me, I can say I'm a product of exposing myself. You see, and the kind of freedom I had from my family, from my parents, my dad, my mom, also allowed me to be a free kid. Because me, I'm a kid who had mimi nilikuwa na email nikiwa class 5. Time yenye email Kenya, I think watu tulikuwa nao hata tufiki so mbili.
What?
Yahoo, ADB forever at Yahoo. Because I used to love computer games nini, so I discovered this thing called kuna internet at unawezeka www. So every time I see a website, I go and type it and see dailynation.what sijui, najua ukitype website utaona hiyo kitu free. Unaona? So naji-expose, but sipati meaningful information sana kidogo. Then after primary, I'm taken to Butere boys, because chances of you succeeding as a high school student in Kariobangi without dropping off into crime or other things was very high. So ilikuwa hard sana hiyo time. Sahi at least exposure mpanda. So naenda Butere na meet pia wase from different parts of the country. Na Butere nasikia kuna mse visiting Nissan inakuja shule. Kuna mtu mamake ako Dubai. Kuna mtu sijui ako na PlayStation kwa nyumba na si upanga line kucheza PlayStation. Kumbe PlayStation ni kitu unaweza kuwa nayo.
Wow.
Si business. Kumbe PS
unaweza personalize commercial.
Naanza kumeet watu na understand kuna other dimensions of. Naanza kujua kuna umo. Nezenda umo. Kuna nko yangu sasa alikuwa caretaker umo. Na pia mimi siku moja naamua niende umo napata kuna life, kumbe kuna wase kumbe inaitwa self contained. Haiko inaitwa one bedroom your time.
Self contained bro.
Kumbe kuna wase wanaishi kwa self contained. Kumbe kuna life fiti. So naanza kwenda hizo mamtaa umo inakona, naanza kwa admire your life. Because when I was in Kariobangi, when growing up, we used to know the best life is Buru and Kariobangi South.
True. Because
Kariobangi North ilikuwa low kidogo, but ukienda Kariobangi South umeomoka. Ama Buru. So that's the best we knew. But now, with time unaanza kujua, kuna life ingine tamu kumbe hatuja explore. And then, I have interest in arts. I wanted to be a musician. Music inakata.
You wanted to sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wacha madarau nani. Wacha madarau. So muziki inakata. So there's drama in Marura Primary in Kariobangi, but the musical drama, then it stops at some time. But I feel like I love this thing. mi nakumbuka Mbuyu alikuwa anani run cup. Mbuyu alikuwa akiingia hivi akitoka job. Kipindi gani leo? Namwambia 7:30 vitimbi, 8 wrestling, 9 nini. Bro nilikuwa najua schedule ya programs za Kenya. Me from childhood I've been a fan of local content. I can give you history of comedy from huko chini than any other comedian maybe anaweza kupea, because
the interest was there.
When I started watching comedy, I think in class 2, the year 2000, Ridiculous used to come after News year 9.
What,
as a kid nangoja hadi nasinzia. From that time, Ridiculous evolving into True Colors, crazy True Colors ikakuja different, Crazy Kenyans, things like nini after Red Corner,
that's when now Red
came to
Corner
akina Churchill nini, but I've seen that journey and I used to enjoy it sana. Hizo program Vituko, Vitimbi, Vituko was akina Likobe,
Plot 10 nani
Plot 10. Big fan. I used to love those things and I used to enjoy them, but not with nilikuwa natamani kuzidu, but nilikuwa nataka kukua kazi yenye nilikuwa nayo kwa akili kwanza ilikuwa aeronautical engineer, simply because Buda aliniambia watu jenga ndege ndio wanoma, acha hata watu endesha ndege.
Ukujenga ndio wabaya.
Kanibaya magazine fulani, so mimi najua kuna mse ujenga ndege, achana na mse
mwenye kwa ndani ya ndege.
Acha kumbe pilot anaga job hiyo finya tu bato. Nilikuwa najiambia hivyo. So but napenda arts. So hiyo iko. So even hata before ni finish hiyo bit, the exposure bit in classroom. Kariobangi. What do you want to do when you grow up? Everyone. Pilot. Not because we want to be pilots, all of us. That's the profession we know. We just know pilot is the best. The rest, we don't even know what our parents wanafanya nini. Inda. Juni majoba wezi describe ni za mkono. So when you grow up, you see, kituka teacher inaanza kutokea.
Pole.
Doctor inatokea. Because they're the common things. But then unaenda high school una realize watu wameanza pia kupata exposure. What do you want? Neurosurgeon. What do you want? There's a class imekuwa na
unaweza say doctor kumbe iko na departments.
But go to a different place in this city. Kids already know that there is a wide range of professions. And I would advise kitu hata watoto wanafundishwa kumbe before hata waanze masomo ni professions guys zinakuwa kuna daktari kuna hivyo. Unaona? So sasa acha nirudi kwa point yangu ya arts. So now I love arts. I go to Butere Boys in high school. The first day I get into Butere Boys, kwanza apart from kuona viboko, Western unajua unaingiaga hivi, unadimiti unaona msee anapita na viboko 60. Na Nairobi wajua tulikuwa tunapigwa. But tulikuwa tunapigwa tu achuno hapa hivi.
Kuna kanini hapa.
Na naingia hivi nasikia tu ni nduru staff room.
Hivyo ndo niliingia Lubinu pia mimi bro.
Nduru.
Unachanganya nini?
So nikiwa Butere, same day nimeingia nasikia kulikuwa na bell ilikuwa ina ringiwanga time ya mna assembly randomly. Nasikia kuna kitu inaitwa dress rehearsal. So good afternoon students, nini today we are having dress rehearsals for drama because the competition is starting next week, so they'll be performing for the school. Tunaitwa kwa hall, mnajaga shule mzima kwa hall muone drama yenu inakaaje before
ipelekwe.
Bro, sijawahi feel satisfied hivyo. Niliona kitu for me mpaka leo nasemanga that was the defining moment why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I was trying to imagine the thought process of that story. That was a teacher called Wanjiri Shitubi. Alikuwa ameandika play fulani deadly sana. Nilikuwa form 1, wase wamemaliza wametoka, nikabaki kwa hiyo desk ya dining hall, tulibaki set kidogo tu watu. Niko wait. Si ndio hiki tunatamani kudu. Kenda nikaambia drama ni aje, mimi nimejoin form 1 naweza taka kuingia drama. Kaniambia iko sawa, but unfortunately sahi shafunga juu tunaenda level kila kitu kwa tied. But next year una join towards the end of the year for player next year. So mimi nilikuwa nangoja ifike lini. So I joined nikienda form 2. I think form 2 nilikuwa to 8. For the first time nikaget kukua kwa stage kudu play, and it was so magical. Like bro, nilifeel too poa. Then I feel like I need to do this more, and unfortunately the drama teacher in Butere that was Tegemeo, he was a BOG teacher, gets a job sasa serikali
TSC sasa.
and is posted somewhere in Nakuru or somewhere in Rift Valley huko sijui ilikuwa ni wapi. So we no longer have drama in school. So dream shattered. And naka hivi najiambia hizi vitu si pia naweza jaribu kuandika. So I go home and try to, because I used to love stories na nini, based on drama zile nimeona tu hapo kwa KBC saa ingine hiyo. Nikaandika play ilikuwa inaitwa A Crave Decision. A Crave Decision was a story simple sana ya king flani alikuwa against marriage ya mtoi wake, so akahaya wase kuweza kutocha huyo msi, like walikuwa na torture the guy into cancelling the idea of marrying the king's daughter because there was a favorite person. So there was a decision that the king was supposed to make that was between family and sikumbuki synopsis yangu vizuri, but ilikuwa kitu kayo. So I do a Crave Decision and I had 400 shillings zenye mechanga, so I go and bind the script. And I tell people in school, manze msiwari, niko na relative wangu anakuaga yofundisha Alliance, State House Girls, nini, nikawapiga tu kipindi. Alisema atanipea play. So I bring the play and wase wanasema this time tumepatiwa play imeandikwa na mtu ana train
State House Girls.
Wase waliiva bro. Hiyo room
sasa yuko form 2.
Form 2 2008. Wase wali sasa hiyo ni form 2 towards the end. Sasa hii play ilifanywa nikiwa form 3.
Wase hakuna level kwa tempted kuambia ukweli.
And bro, that reason for me bringing play me andikwa na mtu mnoma, and me a title, I was the drama chairman 2009 Butere Boys High School. Sasa mimi ndio bosi. Mimi sasa nimeleta kitu asset shule imekwenda tafuta milele. Then hata chuo inakuwa linen for the first time, we do shopping za costume na deco nini. The school spends good money on it. Hatujashonewa matambara. This time kama ni suti.
Unasema rostrum ni zenyewe.
Buddha.
Painting nini.
Tuta stage play pale. Na Butere Girls your time. So tunapiga. So that time Amerix, I think ni Amerix alikuwa ametrain Butere Girls, walikuwa na play
Amerix mmoja tu.
Ilikuwa Mama Latifa or Mama South. Iko na venye dema alikuwa. So as we know, Butere Girls wanakuwaga na ile game yao ya kawaida. Wana dance, wana play iko heavy. Si tumejipanga this time. Cinemare. Buddha, tunaingia pale tunaua hadi Butere Girls wanashinda nimba na Butere Boys this time. Butere Boys wanaluku. Wako na nini? Wako na play imeandikwa na Alliance.
Come on.
But kuna mwalimu alishuku, ilikuwa na spelling mistakes mingi sana.
God damn, there's always that one.
Sijui alisomanga ka correct. Tukairi type tena. Kama ilikuwa nakumbuka a very key thing was if I was you or if I were you. Kumbe inafaa ikuwe if I were you.
How do you do?
If I were you, I would had. If I were you, nakumbuka hizo nini. Sasa kuna ngoma fulani tuko tunaweka hapo mwanzo ya ilikuwa ile our Lord is an awesome God, he raised from heaven above with his dome power. So me, I don't know the lyrics of that song. Our Lord is an awesome. So it was written kiujinga sana hiyo. So the teachers, which song is this? So naimba hiyo song. Well, okay. Pia ashikalishi. So kuna boy anaitwa Castro ako, wait, it's our Lord is an awesome. So, na alikosea. Nilimshow. So we stage a play. Butere Girls wana kampale wana stage play yao pia. This time pia Butere Girls wako na Amerix wembe.
God damn.
Kwani tena si wote tumeiva. And we all qualify for the next level. Now sasa moto imechemka chuo man. Sasa tumeenda Provi sasa. Provi kifika unajua Western hapo tulikuwa tunainua mkono tunaachia Kakamega Vihiga.
Ile kwanza catch ilikuwa catch chava Vihiga basi.
So tukaua level next Provi time regionals zilikuwa zimeletwa. Tukaua regional alafu ikaishi hapo. Nikaona hii play imetravel sana. Na wacha nichukue credit manze niseme. Manze hii iliandikwa na mimi. Wase manze unajua mimi ndio niliandika wakaniambia wewe unatuona wewe ni nini wewe? Sikia huyu atialia. Sikia huyu. Wapi? Ati anadanganya wasee ati aliandika ile play tulidu. Awe wacha wewe.
Ni yango yako.
Wewe ongea na yeye atuandikie ingine wewe. Wewe wacha. So kuna deskmate wangu fulani anaitwa Machera. Machera alikuwa deskmate wangu from form 1 to Joseph from 1 to form 4. Hata si pekee ndo tukua shiftiwa because si tulikuwa tumekuja na agreement. Term 1 unakaa kwa dirisha, term 2 unakaa kwa dirisha. Sasa mwalimu alikuwa anafili kilikat already
to judge.
Likalo jamaa for 4 years. Daily. Yeah. Jamaa wangu wa nguvu sana na kwa hapo Twitter anajiita I am Jose.
Thini bayona
Underrated ninja.
Are you serious? Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Oh my goodness.
So yende anaambia wase by that anaambia kweli. Liona jamaa akiandika hii kitu. That's why yeye usupport vitu zangu hadi sasa. Yana jua hiyo jani malilianzia. Aliona jamaa by the
kuna kitu.
Niliona kiandika. So kuna kwa na debate ya Butita kwa yaandika hiyo play. Nini sio but mimi niliandika. So I write another one. It's called I thought the narrative was called Marayanda. The play a scotch something. Iko na jina tough. That one I'm doing I was doing a story of nilikuwa nimedrive na story ya ilikuwa ni abortion ama it was a story of 2 twins that were separated at birth. One went to be a cruise kufanya job kwa ship na mwingine aliend up alikuwa captain bado kwa same ship but hawajuani ni
they are from the same.
Nakumbuka ilikuwa na this is ladies and gentlemen, this is cruise 101. I got inspiration to do a different world from Cleo's play in 2008 which was called The Dirge of Port Florence.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cleo does The Dirge of Port Florence into I don't know if it's Cleo but I'm sure it's Cleo for Viga Boys. Dirge of Port Florence.
That was Cleo.
I'm not Dr. Joseph, I'm Dr. Joseph. Yo man, story ya daktari fulani alitoka Ocha, alipata scholarship kutoka Ocha akaenda Majuso forget culture. So kuna kitu aliambiwa gasiwa itoa ya culture but walami wakamconvince ku drop culture. So he comes back when he's a baby. So I got that inspiration because when they were doing Dirge of Port Florence, they built a hospital kwa stage and they did a different world yenye atuongelei hawa tuko kwa OC. So now I had this idea of doing a cruise ship story. And I have that play until date. It was never performed. I never gave Butere Boys that one. Because sasa hapo nilikuwa form 4 nikatoka drama. Wakachukua path different. So that was that story. Hiyo nilikuwa nimeifunga sasa bro. Hiyo nilikuwa nimesema nyinyi mnaenda na show. By the way, hiyo shule nitapea hiyo play. Iko mpaka leo. Iko na play kadhaa bado ziko. So I realize I have a strength of my speed for writing when I compare with other people. Andika play now long. Msana niambia. Play inachukuaga sijui 6 months nini. Naona wait. Mimi mtu play nafunga hata 2 days 3 days. Hata nikiamka hivi jioni niko page 30 what ama 20.
Sawa.
So nikarealize niko na speed na niko na thinking fulani kwa play yenye wase ni unique kidogo naweza itumia. Because kama Crave Decision kuna boy alishinda the best actor kwa level ya kwanza na ya pili because line zake zilikuwa na humor sana. Alikuwa right man wa king. The only person who was allowed to joke close to the king. So he used to say serious things but ni banter king zina lighten up king na so audience ilikuwa inaisha. So kaona niko na strength ya comedy hapa na kurai tunaweza taka kuipasu sana. So now I think in form 4 we get something called, we used to do speech days or biology day or chemistry day. Butere ilikuwa na vibe. So biology day, this is a day that use your creativity. Change anything in biology using your creativity. Whether you want to change the process of photosynthesis into a song, do it. Whether you want to do reproduction as a poem, do it. But the idea was during speech days, we used to use creative arts to push a certain subject. A fantastic idea. I would even recommend a lot of schools to do it. So now I come up with naambia niaje daro yetu. I got you guys. Takuandikia ka short skit ka digestion. Skit ni gani? Skit ni simple. How to eat bread. So tunaingia pale kwa stage classroom, tuko lab. Welcome to the lab. Today practical is very simple, how to eat bread. So mode anafundisha na kula bread hadi inaisha.
Are you serious?
Wananiambia right now as you can see I'm swallowing the bread. So what is happening? So ilikuwa na upumbavu sana yani. Kila mtu aliisha kwa hall mpaka nakumbuka tukakuwa disqualified.
Kwa nini?
This is a moment mpaka leo inastiki kwa mind yangu na nikajua by the hapa nje nitakuja kufanya kitu. Nakumbuka bell ya kustop play ilipigwa hivi. Hall mzima ikasema hadi mwalimu akasema hata tolerate discipline kwa hiyo nini. Kwa hiyo hall.
What was wrong with
this is supposed schools to be an educational thing, not a comedy thing. We have brought jokes on stage. But we are like, the point is home. Everyone remembers this. So that time, our next item was Song ya Wahoo. I did the feeling in my heart, feeling in my soul. So we had to change that from the process of blood clotting. On the process of the blood, so we used to change those songs too. So
to
that,
fit.
So even after being disqualified for that skit, our class became top bado kwa biology day because our items za creativity zilikuwa dope. Most of them nilikuwa nimezifunga. Nilikuwa nimeziguza. So your time there's a friend called Keith Tikolo. Tikolo sijua anafanya galili. Mbona hatu kwa makesi lakini jamu wa nguvu sana. So Keith comes with a CD for CD that back then was a good thing. It was a good thing. So it comes with a CD.
It still is though.
Alikam na CD shule like CD.
Zote it's a good thing.
So ananiambia unaona vile upiga ma story hapa funny manini majoke. Kuna jamaa fulani anapiga jokes kwa stage, wase wanacheka tu, wafanye kitu kingine. Ati mnaija. So it comes with a CD and we play it during entertainment. And we see a guy called Basket Mouth doing a joke called Two Things Involved. Basket Mouth does that set and Clint the Drunk follows. That CD used to have 2 people. And I'm like, damn, so you can really stand and crack people. Like Kindo Nadai could do. And now it happens at a time when Churchill life is a new thing in the country. So I'm home holidays naambiwa na best yangu kuna show fulani ya comedy ya Churchill. Inakaje wanafanya zile vitu za ridiculous zile hapana hawa wanabonga tu but ni funny. So I still don't understand that form of comedy. So I watch Churchill and see some funny aspects kama hiyo kitu niliona ya basket. So naona this is a form of comedy I would love to do this. Mimi sitaki kujipaka choka but nataka kuchekesha wase.
Same thing. I never wanted to do that.
So naona Eric Omondi, naona wait. Vibe. Alafu nasikia Churchill kwa kitu. We also do audition for Churchill Academy. Niko wait. Naweza jaribu. So I finish school hivi and the first thing nadu ni kuenda online kutafuta kwa Facebook. Page zote za Churchill ku inbox kwa Facebook. When auditions 2 people answered. By the inawapoa kuansa watu. Fred Omondi answered. Fred aliandika every Monday saa 8. Eric akaandika Monday ingine refu Monday 2.
So the 2 brothers
they answered.
Eric and Fred.
I was very precise. Hey guys, and I'm passionate to do what people are doing. When are auditions? 2 p.m. nini? Fred hadi alikuwa na namba kwa Facebook. The late Fred manze. Mungu amlaze pema.
May soul rest in peace. It was such an amazing.
Alikuwa na namba. I called that number. And I knew nilijiambia hii namba watu wengi wanaweza kuwa napiga. Because that time ulikuwa na request unaambiwa wako na many friends. Unakumbuka kama celeb. Hii namba watu wengi wanaweza kuwa napiga. So how will I get Fred to listen to me? I'll call Fred and I'll not ask for anything. Si Fred anafanya ndaa nini? Nitampatia set mzima hajafanya. Freddy, manze mimi ni fans, fanya hii, sikia hii. Nikampatia ngine ilikuwa star. Sijui mimi ni mtoto hapa, star. La. Freddy akai like man. Hadi akaidu kwa show na mimi sijaenda kanivo. Sasa kumpigia next audition. Bro kuja audition.
That was a smart one.
So I get to audition. I have a joke for your time and I say kwa joke ya madem na handbag. Najua nakumbuka hiyo joke. Yeah, vile handbag ya madem imeenda increase from small since our grandmothers to a big one. And now in the next few years madem watakuwa nabeba gunia kwa mgongo. You remember that story of evolution?
I remember.
Their size ya chapati kureduce. Like we used to have big chapatis, tutakuwa naenda kwa duka tunauziwa hiyo wadi chapati pekee. You remember hizo evolution?
I remember.
Kumbuka joke ya kwanza ya sukuma. Like we used to buy mboga ijakatwa. Siku hizi tunabai yenye imekatwa. Next tutakuwa tunabai yenye next tutakuwa tunabai yenye imepikwa. In 2 years watakuwa wanakata, wanapika, sisi tunakamia vyombo. So napiga hizo joke, Beri na Tash wananiambia, "Hey, uko na kitu but hizi haziwezi." So napiga hiyo story ina hata. Then I'm like, nimeenda audition, kumbe audition sio mimi na Eric Omondi pekee. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria watu waone hiyo opportunity. Napata kuna watu 80. Sasa nashindwa hawa 80 perform kweli. Ndio na realize kuna kwa open mic ya waseka 6 yenye kwa inatokea kwa TV. So I meet Kibet and Njoro tukitoka. Njoro is celebrating. Njoro amepenya audition. Ask Njoro, wewe umechukuliwa? Yako ya 6 manze. Niko wait. Umekuja hapa for 6 weeks. Kwa hivyo ukichujwa leo unaweza come tena utry. Ananiambia siwishi hapa, hata ule jamaa amekaa hapa 3 months, ule amekaa hapa. Because saa nishapata form ya Tuesday. So every Monday morning naamka natoka Kariobangi natembea Huruma naingia Isili natokea pale Kariako OTC Tuk pale napanda flyover Nyayo. After audition napiga the same route, tulikuwa wengi, tulikuwa tunatembea mpaka town. So natembea hivyo for some time, then luckily enough I do that. Bro nilikuwa natembea, nilikuwa na kiatu fulani ikishakauka lazima uimwagie maji ndio endelee kutembea. Kutoa mguu ni ngumu, juu imekauka mguu ikiwa ndani. So luckily enough week 8 I managed to get a chance to perform on Churchill. And timing ya Mungu mzuri sana. Hii ndio siku kila mtu ni boring. So me and Desagu we get a slot for the first Kafisho. It was first time and he got a slot. Kwa na experience yake alikuwa ametoka KU Traveling Theatres walikuwa saw stage. So we perform and people love it. Ilikuwa open mic. Then there's some request. Kuna wale maboy wawili walibamba hata Kasho ilikuwa mbaya. The next week we get a chance. I try spoken word inaua sana. Niko na Yuma. So then hiyo wiki ya pili tunaua. Then we go back, tuanza kuchujwa after 4 weeks. Tunasikia Churchill inaenda break. That was episode 39 season 1. I did the best show ever. Like hiyo siku nilikuwa sure this is the first time natokea kwa TV. Raila akakuwa guest. Bro, Raila 2011. Unajua Raila 2011 guest inamaanisha Kenya mzima imenyamaza. So they had to give chance slot kubwa. They reduced the performances. So they did Raila, Ayaya and the later Ayaya and Eric Omondi. So the normal slot that used to get a person I could get. And that I did. Kuna set yangu wasanii wameiba mpaka wale ile ukituma do wrong number ya kutishia msee uko Illuminati nini. Lipiga hizo set your time. So si get your chance. So but na get ile chance ya pale mwisho ya kudance time. Musician anaingia, tulikuwa tunaingia tuna dance ndio tuonekane kwa credits.
Remember your time.
Ndio time ya credit tunaonyesha wase tunakuaga kwa show. So show inaenda break. And now we are here. We are now doing club shows. Fred Omondi has club shows, calls us for gigs. We do that for a year. Kenya Kona comes. We are within Kenya Kona.
Yes, now we launched
we try Kenya Kona.
Or the late
Othuol, yeah. So we do Kenya Kona, and for the first time tunashika 5,000.
Hey, Manzi. Sedo, thank you, Manzi.
Sedo, thank you, man. That's the first guy who paid us a lot of money in comedy. Ikatushtua, tulikula kuku tao mpaka saa 8.
I think ilikuwa mimi wewe Kingori. My God.
Hiyo pesa ilikuwa mingi, wangetuchunga tungeingia kwa madawa.
Pale na madem.
Ile tulikuwa sawa. So Kenya Kona, then Kenya Kona they got a slot on Citizen TV. You remember
KTN there was Citizen
6:30. We protested that we wanted Prime, but they convinced us your time poa, unakumbuka. Then Churchill show comes back and Kenya Kona goes back to KTN, same slot with Churchill. Then I do simple comparison and I'm like, Churchill is an established brand, let's go Churchill. That's 2013. I think that's when now you officially full-time join
Churchill.
Yes. So after hapo sa the rest is history. So tukatokea kwa TV sasa vizuri for Churchill Row and Churchill Show and brand ikajibuild kidogo, and the question was now, how do we evolve this into meaningful business? Can we just do art, or can we diversify into the business of entertainment?
Things, yes.
So that's how I came to start doing events, and also the birth of SPM as a brand that stands for creativity kabisa. Think content, think SPM, because you understand where unajua vizuri. One of my top job that used to make me money than stage was selling jokes.
Exactly. And I think I actually
have alikuwa anaingia kani bila joke.
Butita kwa wapi?
Butita kwa wapi? Niuzie za 5k, niuzie za 3k. Niuzie za 2k. Mbio mse anaua. Hata nilikuwa natoka home na za kuuza na zangu. Baka ukisleki kidogo na kutestia ile moto. And I used to have like one of my top clients, Eric Omondi. Nilikuwa sure every week niko na 4,000 Eric Omondi. Eric anaingia 4 Erico niko na moto ndio hii. Napiga Erico. Erico alikuwa ngana pesa mpya. Alikuwa ameomoka. Alikuwa na do mpya, do inaweza hata kukata bana. Anapiga 4K na ananibaya coffee pale. Nazunguka nayo pale manze. Akiperform nimekaza watu wacheke manze. Naweza kosa business next week. So Erico mpaka alikuwa anaboeka hivi na niko na moto nitumie sahi. Alitumia thao. Yaani Eric asante manze. Sije kuambia unajua Erico mimi nilikuwa nasota tu home. Natafutia Erico joke moja. M-Pesa imeingia.
Mimi kuna joke moja ifanya mpaka leo. Ile ni why? Sitaisahau.
Ziko gani?
Ile ya women think opposite and they don't know. So ukifika home hata ni kama watu wamesana nilipata hii joke. It's one of my favorite joke. Ati when you get home unafika home late unaambia mama anakuuliza umetoka wapi? Amza nilikuwa na watch ball. Na unamwambia no wewe ulikuwa na Grace, you are cheating on me. So leo ukifika home ambia wife before kuuliza mwambie nilikuwa na Grace kwambia no you watch ball. Bro, that joke you gave me that joke and until today that joke is still as funny.
Actually
mbona ni kama kuna patio joke uliacha ni kama
no najaribu by the classical jokes mobs za hii country niliziandika zenye hadi wase wanatumia mpaka sahi. Actually it's so funny that even most new comedians are recreating the same ones
in skits. Do they even know?
Yeah, hata kuna ingine alijiambia hata huyu ajui hana idea. In fact juzi nimeona drama festival kuna mtu yamedu stand up set na set yangu ya 2013. Ile ya kujumpstart gari na power bank. Unakumbuka? Waliko man, yani art travels so fast na inakuwa diverse and recreate. So hiyo ilikuwa busy yangu major, and now I wanted to do that as an entity. Also come up with an entity that has a team and can be able to do that for people. Let's solve problems of creative industry when it comes to writing and kubrand artists sana pia. So Eric now decides to do a one-man show, and Eric ananiambia sasa this time, sasa ile biashara ya thao achana nayo.
Contract ndio hiyo.
Kuja hapa ilikuwa hapo Rafiki's. Rafiki's ilikuwa hapo opposite
the current
Eric akona hoodie
Paris nini
imejaa hapa ndani. So you are with Terence. So Eric anatoa bundle anapatia Terence, ananipatia, anatuambia tupatane kesho. Tao restaurant fulani ilikuwa hapo museum. Tuanze writing session. Buda. Niko wait.
How much?
I think ilikuwa 50k kila mtu yote.
Jehova.
Ilikuwa 50k. Eric Aziben by the last not the last kuna Untamed. Kuna Untamed Erico alitupatia 250,000 kila mtu. So mimi na Terence tulisema siji ilikuwa 250. Tulisema this time tumitisha tu bingi. Akasema sawa. Erico na tuenjoy. So we did a great show. It was in Bomas of Kenya.
I remember that it was on all white.
Yeah.
I remember I was there.
So Erico had understood that thing of because Eric is so creative, the way he thinks. So he just needs triggers. Sometimes tunapiga story and I get. Alafu yeye naye alikuwa anapiga tizi. So rehearsal yetu Untamed tulikuwa tunaandika na short time sana by the. So ilikuwa imeingiana. Hiyo chemistry ilikuwa sawa. So hiyo busy inakuja inakuwa pia poa ya. ukiwa na show pia Churchill wananiandika kama writer na creative director apart from performer. So later tu niliona niko na need ya kuifanya ka biashara, ndio nika bring SPM sasa. So because that's what SPM does that now. It's a content driven agency now. SPM Africa inasaidia into creating content that can push brands and elevate brands or even any messaging that you need. SPM Africa Studios doing series izima Kamam, Anastoto.
Did you think Nastoto would be that much of a big hit?
Yes, but not that soon. I'd given it a patience capital of at least one season, because when even after doing all this, you understand, I still didn't have the recognition in the industry. I was not in a good space in terms of a brand, but behind the scene I was doing a lot of things, and even on screen I was also doing a lot of things. But somehow kukua mnoma Kenya ni kazi, unachukiwaga pia sana. So hata kuna places kwa napata opportunity simply because kuna hiyo aspect ya labda ni mnoma nini. So then I get when we meet when we decide to do the Jugush TTNT, one Jugush calls me as like, niaje nataka kupiga one man, rate zinachezaje, tukapanga kazi niaje tukapiga TTNT, and Jugush says nataka kufanya behind the scene, kuongelea tu process. Hakuna mtu ashaongelea process, so tunaongelea process, nani alifanya hivi nini, we talk about my journey pia. And now apparently it happens at a time when a team that was tasked with doing Netflix adaptation were looking for a guy to do the writing for the show.
Oh yes, I remember.
So I get that deal, and things change from that. Like life changes completely. So that was big news. Everyone gets to know who really
This is
Butita
the guy behind.
And now I wake up one day after that news, after a week, my YouTube channel, which was at 10,000 or 15,000, videos are 100 is go 50K. Like there is a boom on everything. My socials, what. And there is need to do something now, because now the audience is watching. So I do my X, and I realize people love my style and they love what I'm doing. So I use my X as a case study and decide now to do a proper full production entire season. That's when I did Anastoto, but I was sure Anastoto will pick, but not from the first episode.
Go.
Ikachukulia one. Up to now, it has taken me a long time, but I've come to realize that people love that side of us, and we need to give them more. Because Kamam is like episode 4 now, but its average is over 400,000 every week.
Some of those views are mine.
Yeah.
Niko pale. Unajua mimi kwa TV, I'm always there. I'm like, what is my bro dropping today?
Yeah. So I'm a product of, I can say, you need a lot of strength to break a wall, but you just need any strength consistently to break the same wall. So if we want to crack this wall right now, we might need kitu bigi sana tuipasue yanguke. But hata force kidogo daily, itaanza kudevelop cracks, na eventually tutapita on the other side. So me, I'm a product of that. Consistently hitting the wall until it breaks, so that we get on the other side.
Consistently hitting the wall until
it breaks. So what happened, everything that I did that did not make sense, and there's a time, for the first time nilitoa machozi bila kujua. Was it in 2023? Because I wake up one day and everything that we've tried is big at the same time. Wait, when we go to series, we have the best series. We go to SPM bars, it's the best. We go to the life yangu as an artist, things are working. Tunapata partnerships. Like everything is working at the same time. That was not working. So hii tulianza 4 years ago, haikuwa ina work. Hii sasa si usema, actually si usema 2023 vitu zetu zilikutana. Like everything that was doing zilipatana at the same meeting.
Using your illustration, literally they were the ovulation.
Yeah. And
the energy.
Bro, ilifika mahali mpaka sasa nasema like na need kukua D&D full day. Like hata ukiniongelesha, ukinipigia simu sikuwa najua, lazima uniambie unaniongelesha in regards to nini exactly. Anastoto, SPM bars, Butita, like nini unaongelea?
Bro, unajua, now you've answered my now I don't feel lonely.
Because I was telling Pinky the other day, my executive assistant, that is where I am now. Na nikajiuliza ama ni juu niko single, ukiwa single mtu ana concentrate
tena
because na feel
ko single tena
mbafu na feel for the first time in my life, like literally now, maybe apart from you and Bingo, na sisi manga tutabaki waluya wawili kwa industry, that's a joke we always share. It's enough feel because my radio show is doing, the numbers are crazy.
They're crazy.
Dr. Tonight has gone crazy.
The podcast.
Lessons that has gone crazy. Right now, Ofweneke, when it comes to MCing, if Ofweneke is not your MC, it's not because he's not good. It's not because you couldn't afford him or he's not available.
It's because Butita has refused.
Then now, I'm also doing some things behind the scenes. And literally everything, vile zimekutana.
As nakutananga. So, we have different parts of life for people. There are people who first attempt will work and hurdles and the journey is inevitable. Even if first attempt works, you'll still learn it on the process. So kuna mali utaface bado hizo challenge. Inaweza kuwa unaweza rudi chini, urudi juu. Kuna wase hautaiona peak yao ilikuwa wapi, but utastukia wako hapo. You'll never see when they are rising, but you'll see when they are at the top. But then people will see them when they are rising, which is a good thing, but I call it the curse of big beginning. Sometimes it comes as a good thing, but it gets you unprepared. Actually, tunasema gevo na Abel, kuna leo tu ulipata hivi, unaweza shindwa nafaa kufanya nayo nini. So kuna wale, na hiyo naweza kuexplainia, you know, sometimes I'm a prophet, bro. So you belong to a bracket, and I can say, I'm also part of that bracket. You might not say it, but I know at some point you felt like, yes, I'm doing the greater things, but am I unwanted? Because I'm doing a lot of things, but I'm still putting extra work, and there are people who are putting it. There are
times I've wanted to quit this thing.
But do you know what? That is the best bracket on earth. Anyone that has sustained for long, these are people who have been doing multiple things trying to get a high. Then all these multiple things culminates to one high. That's very solid. Like, I look at our ecosystem right now, the SPM team, me na nini. I'm like, bro, hii kidunda tuko na hii itainua hii kiwa chini hii. But maybe one ingewak siku moja he lost to rudi ground zero. So hiyo bracket ukaanga wrong, but unakaanga unajiambia, yes, when I started, I did get, unajua kuna watu wamekuwa celebrated the country mpaka ukitaja jina yao show inaisha.
Yote mazuri kuna ingia pale tachishu, unajiuliza nenda kufanya
nini? Na perform hapa every week. But una realize huyo mse alifanya hivyo for 1 year. Then unakaa hivi unajiambia, there is you have been in the you have been in the industry for 15 years, right?
16. I did 16 last month, but
16 years. 16 years is a grace and is something anyone would wish for, to be consistent for that time. But maybe half of the years you are doubting if, do I need to change tactic?
Yeah, no. I was like, I remember there's a time I was actually telling you, I was actually contemplating of moving to the US. You time going to the US.
Yeah.
I was like, hii Kenya napigana nini? Wasa nikiendesha track.
So what happens, you don't feel like some people are lucky than you. People say that, oh, nani ako na luck, nani ako na grace, nani ako na favor. Me, this is what I believe. God is fair. We all have favor. Unlocking it is a different path. You see, because they reach a time when people will say, hey, Ofweneke manze uko lucky, kuna favor. Na kuna time wewe ulikuwa na feel watu wengine wana favor.
Exactly.
So ni kutrust process na understand. We live in this world for others. Yeah, for the next generation. If the things you are doing are genuinely playing a role in people's life, there is no way utahata. Siku moja, actually take home ni siku moja, vitu zako zitakutana. You might have built a tower. Umebuild gorofa now 2 years. Lakini kuna mse ana build estate na 10 years. At the end of the day, uko na estate, ako na gorofa moja. Alijenga fast hata kama hujamaliza kufanya landscaping. Unaona, lakini polepole umejipata uko na estate. So hii kitu unasema vitu zako kukutana manze, hii podcast imekuwa 1 year but is a product of 16 years of work. So you are at a level where you can decide kesho nafanya kitu ingine mpya na ina work because vitu zako zishakutana zinaleana.
I'm at such a place whereby I'm full both within and out. Na uko pandaanza kudownplay the role of mwanamke kwa life yangu first.
Na mimi hata hiyo mimi nilishaambia Mungu, by the way, mimi mtu utaniletea kwa maisha, mimi nitolee kiburi. Na mimi huambia God ingine, although inaweza sound selfish, God, kama kuna mimi ndapanga watu wako manze. So ukinipanga wewe, yani sasa ukitaka kujibu maombi ya watu 20 once, wewe jibu yangu uone.
Da adapt hiyo. Umeniunlockia.
Sasa ukitaka kujibu maombi ya watu 20, mimi nitapanga watu wako. Yani usijali. Mimi najua una kazi mob na unaweza yote.
Nipatie hawa.
Mimi nitapanga watu wako. Yani nitapanga watu wako, yani pange.
Bro, you took a photo next to my icon.
Yes.
Steve Wonder. I know Steve, Steve Harvey.
Just say you talk to Steve Harvey.
Na try to manage with yangu.
Bro,
sure click the link before down there. Make sure you're using Odoo to download our website. That business that you have, Butita has talked about business, the birth and the vision. I'm believing in the business. My take home today, even as we almost finish up the interview, my take home today is you can take too much strength in knocking a building once, but if you just keep on gongaing it, pole, there's a process to it, and one day videos za kutana aje? Branding and brand positioning. Position a brand by opening a website, and you can do it by yourself. So usitafute msee sijui nini, it has a whole tool, sijui skills, wachana na unako na chat GPT ndani. Mimi nakwambia kitu nimetumia mimi mwenyewe. Download Odoo, make your own custom made website right at the comfort of your seat. Click on the description link down there. You spoke to Steve Harvey.
Yes. And how I got there first is very important. Vitu zilikutana, bro. So I'm doing an astoto, I'm doing a lot of things, and somehow the government, when we meet, there is a track record of, I have over 20-25 people that we can count that have come out of these things that I'm doing. So I'm in the best position to understand what it takes to build an ecosystem that can help creatives. So they start consulting me on matters of creative, and I start working together with the people from the government. Akina Dennis Itumbi in the creative your time. Sahi copy under creative, but iko official sasa. So I share needs and say industry yetu inataka hii even ndio platforms zina work, even ndio tunafinyika kawa sanii. And I find myself in meetings, a series of meetings in government, state house wapi, sharing ideas and coming back after kama month kusema kama imewaka kama haijawaka. So by the virtue of these meetings, opportunity natokea baadaye ya kwenda state, and they want someone also will be part of the meeting. Then who is
best fit
best for this? That's how I learned that opportunity. But now in also my journey as an artist, I've admired to be a Tyler Perry studio. I've admired that path. I'm also doing things that align with that path. That was only a Tyler Perry way too. So
because yes, you are. So please, let's give you your flowers, man.
So then I go back and look at my journey and say, anytime I've wanted to go to a destination, I focus on the destination, not the route. I wanted to be on Netflix one day to do something for Netflix. I even recorded a special at Kenya National Theatre. You came for it, I remember.
Yes.
At Kenya National Theatre, so that Netflix can notice me. I tried all options, but one day I get to Netflix through adapting a sitcom that's US-based, which is the App Shows. So I got to the destination, but through a different route. And I understand life is about focusing on the destination. The route will always create itself. I think that's what I believe. Why? I wanted to be at that level at Tyler Perry Studios to engage with these people. But I thought maybe I need to go for a stand-up tour and look at Steve Harvey and perform wapi. But then by virtue of just selflessly helping the industry where I can, I found myself at that destination. So that's how I got to be part of that delegation. So, and one thing that I was happy about in your time, if we dedicate a whole day with all stakeholders, the then ambassador for US, Meg Whitman, and everyone, to talk about the creative industry and had dinner on a set. Tulifanyaga dinner kwa set ya movie.
At the Teleperry studio.
Yeah, we did the tour there and talked about distribution, upscaling, capacity, and everything, and difference between the two industries and what we can do. That was a plus. And I was so happy to see that happening. And I realized hii kitu, kuna governor politics. Politics ni siasa.
Kuna gava na kuna politics.
Na kuna politics. Politics ni Ofweneke for senator, Ofweneke for governor, Ofweneke. Government ni Ofweneke demanding for some good roads. The government needs to. Ofweneke demanding for fair play in something. So there is that. So I understood the role of government into seeking some opportunities. Even as it might take me a lot of years to sit down with Trevor Noah, but it might take government 1 week to actualize that. You see, because it's an entity. So I saw that importance of maybe we should look at avenues and use this channel to access some opportunities for creatives. Because that thing happened so fast that it would have taken me maybe 20 years to do the same.
Exactly.
For me to be on that space with Steve Harvey, I might have ninge push sana. Naona? Which nime push sana, but wewe unajua. Ina take to mob. Na na thank God sana for that. But nadhani for me nasemaga God alini reward tu juu. Hakuna reward nilikuwa na get kutetea wasee kwa hizo meeting.
There's no payment.
Na ilikuwa reward poa sana aje. Kila mtu alikuwa anataka kwenda, nafaa nikuwe naye kwa hiyo trip. Somehow alitolewa kwa hiyo trip. Nikabaki peke yangu. Na nikashiftiwa mpaka kwa delegation ya president. Sasa not for under ministry. So now me, I was mimi ni visitor, nimekuja na president state visit. So access yangu hata huko as a creative. Naweza sema watu walikuwa wanauliza what is a comedian doing in this trip? And I'm like, hey manze, nyi mnajua entertainment vile ni multi-billion industry.
There's a major industry.
So on the other hand, you say we should look at the creative industry. On the other hand, kumbe mnai downplay. And I'm like, if you people need the money that is in this thing, mnaweza understand kwa nini. Nikapatia mse example. If right now I do a successful movie, it's not me alone. Over 100 people, bro, wame earn. You show me an industry that works like that.
There's no.
Like, do you know if this year we decide to have 100 successful top movies, like we have successfully created employment for over 2,000 people, directly or indirectly. So for us to create 1 million jobs right now, for us to create 1 million jobs, we just need like 10,000 good creative products.
And we're home and dry.
Yeah. Just 10,000. 10,000 times 100 hesabu ya haraka. 1 million.
Yes.
So 10,000 great products in the creative arts successfully creates 1 million jobs in this country.
Wow.
Even making this country, and I was even championing for making Kenya a post-production hub. Empower Kenyans with the skills, empower them with the equipment. Let even us, even if we are not acting, let us do post-production for other countries. Let someone in Ghana shoot, knowing that after shooting, I just send my content to Kenya. And tomorrow it's done.
Mastering,
Yeah. Just make Kenya post-production hub for Africa. And I'm fighting for that, and I'll do that even as a private venture, not even as a government.
These same Kenyans, We are the ones who woke up one morning and reduced the subscribers. We troll you.
Yeah, I lost 4 subscribers, but gained 4,000, 5,000, but gained 30,000 later. So what should we focus on?
The gaining.
Losing the 5 or gaining the 30?
Gaining the 30.
Yeah. So that's life. The price you pay, I said it's the price you pay for greatness. And it taught me that maybe I matter. I didn't know I matter like that.
Nice.
It taught me that maybe I matter. And I don't blame anyone that alirusha mawe. I don't blame anyone because politics is so sensitive in this country and so emotional to a point that we don't see the difference between politics and government. Politics makes governments, but it's government as it's an entity that runs the country. So kuna wengine ilikuwa tu ni hit of the moment wakapotea. Kuna wengine walikuwa tu maadui zangu kutoka kitambo, walikuwa wanatafuta. Kuna wengine walifuata tu bandwagon wakaambiwa nimesema kitu hata sijasema. And I even saw that there are people in the industry even who capitalize on such things. Like there's again, let me call him stupid because it's the appropriate word to use, who took my interview and edited it and said Butita supports finance bill, and it takes the radio interview that he called me shame sijui nini, edit that thing. I'm calling him now, bro, nini una edit? Like, is it a time that you can do something like this? So you are happy when I get backlash.
That is a satisfaction.
So now take it to the bank, bro. Never ever in my life will you get content from me because you killed it. So what you did succeeded. So I don't exist. So mixed reactions. And wivu inaran sana country yetu na tunafaa tu reduce. Even personal circles. You need to let it.
You really want us to get into that conversation with this industry?
Hata uko nje. Like tumereiziwa na kufeel when someone takes, I don't get. That's how we've been raised in this country and most Africans, because it's a colonial thing that was placed that they'll empower someone, take from another one. Even tribalism was made that way. Empower this tribe, take from this one. So we feel like when Ofweneke is getting, I'm lacking. But we forget that everything is a different creation.
Everybody's following their own path. I'm following my
The fact
path.
that you're sleeping in your house today does not mean I'm sleeping outside. I'm also sleeping in a house. Unaona? The fact that you are running a podcast here does not mean I don't have a chance to run a podcast.
You can as well.
So you've not taken it from me, that the ability to do a podcast. You are doing it and you are just getting a reward of working hard and being consistent with it. So I have come to understand in life that you need to accept that people can also get for you to get. You need to accept that I can wake up today and someone that I used to know is a billionaire and I'm not. You need to accept that.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. Because what does it do? It opens up your intention. And show me someone with a good heart who is living a bad life. Somehow, dunia iko structured hivyo. Dunia iko structured kureward
a good heart.
A good heart. And you'll find out that the people who are working very hard, they don't succeed. They're putting in work. People don't like them because of wivu. Uko na roho ngumu. So what did I tell you about defense mechanism? Now it's repelling people to a point that you're not even accessing some doors because uko na jealousy fulani. Huyu ni mtu hata unaambia kitu, wivu yake ni energy. Unaona? So tunafaa kuwa na a prosperity mindset. Like, I live here and I'm ready to see things that work and I'm ready to learn from those things. I'm ready to learn from those things. Mi wana hata msanii anafanya kitu nimefanya before. Niko, wewe unaifanya kaa competition. Kama uniulize lessons nililearn,
nilifanyaje?
Uifanye poa iwork. Me have gone to productions whereby production yangu inaongelewa vibaya na play role fulani labda, unaona? So niko wait. Wase atukwagi tuna compete na if at all mnataka tuiseme tuna compete, basi atu compete hapa. In fact, mimi
compete na mtu ajui.
yes na compete basi, but sina wewe, naweza kwa na compete na mimi ama mtu hata yuko hii country. So
mimi nasemanga competition yangu haiko Kenya.
You become jealous, ukuwe na msewe wa uchungu, you are one phone call away from crying. Kesho si mtu unachukia atapigiwa simu na maisha yake isonge. Bro, squeezy world. Tena wewe unapigiwa simu sasa tena unashindwa ku access. Nita accept. Yes, Ofweneke sijui has been knighted by the king, Sir Dr. Ofweneke. Sijui now is the head of special missions UK and Kenya, sijui what. Now I have to get through 15 people. I will respect that fact. That you can also get when I'm not getting. Because I also get when you're not.
Exactly. You're on your path. I always say you only feel jealous or envious of somebody because you've not understood what your assignment and your path for living is. Because once you understand, there is no haja kusikilia Butita wivu. Because Butita kwa path yake. Mimi niko path yangu. Odoo mali commenting kwa one of the sijili kwa episode gani ya lessons. Because she was very clear. And I'll say to her blank. Like, I don't like lessons at 30 because I nipatie controversy kama Obina's show.
Kila mtu anapatia.
And I'm like, my brother is on his own path. Path yangu, and this one for me, this was very prophetic. When I was getting saved last in February, God was very clear on lessons at 30 and its assignment. The assignment was, the people you bring, I am the one who have inspired you to, because there's something they're going to plant into somebody's life. So this is not who slept with who ran away with whose panty.
Although it is important, but it is not about it here. So if you look at that idea of paths and una notice, entertainment is subjective. But somehow we consume it with entitlement sometimes. I hate this lesson and that lesson at that. It's as simple as, this is not for me. I can switch to this. Because even I tell people like, hata mimi nikifanya hiki kitu si expect kila mtu ataipenda. But na expect usishinde hapo unaichukia. Na expect tu utanka page useme hii book si poa. Nini? Because kila mtu akiipenda then ndafanya moja nilipuke nikwe great kwa dunia.
Kichwa imefura.
Unaona? So ni subjective. I'm a fan of Lesson at 30. I'll watch Lesson at 30. I'm not a fan of Lesson at 30. I'll switch to another one. And that does not mean I hate Ofweneke. Ofweneke, maybe through Dr.Ofweneke Live, will give me what I need. So exactly. We are always cooking. We are chefs cooking different types of meals. We might get people that are allergic to certain meals. We have an option for them. And that you look at even when the Big Six was launching the Big Six Roundtable, we sat down and see, tukona product ya comedy, tukona nini, we need another product for different market. And we introduced it because now we have that market. It keeps on saying, manze tujenge hadi kitu yetu. Unaona? So unakaa hivi unaona, wewe ni chef. Sikulagi nyama, Ofweneke kuna kuku. Ni wai kuku. Si ati sikulangi nyama, funga hiyo hoteli. Yaje, Ofweneke una kuku, Butita kuna kuku sawa. Ofweneke alianza kuwa na kuku, anaweza pia kulaga. Nacheki. So it's subjective. And you might wake up and come and hate on a creative. But just keep in mind, they're just working just like you do. Whatever you do at work, the morale that you lose when your supervisor talks bad is the same thing you're trying to subject me into it. So even you would wish to have a conducive environment. Wewe kama unafanya job yako ya nguo tu, niingie kwa shop niseme hizi nguo ni mbaya manze, ziwezi kwenda nini, hata wezi ni allow nikae hapo. But imagine that's what you do to other people's comments. You see someone there, unaenda na mbuli, unaenda unaongea mbaya juu ya busy yake. But unaangalia hivi unajambia imagine mtu wako anatembea tu kwa street, msee anasimama mbele yake anamtukana. Nafa anaishia. Unaona? Na uacha huyu msee anafanya hivyo, imagine ni mtu wake anafanya hivyo. Because we are losing, yes, we love comedy, we love humor, we love banters, but we are losing humanity. I was seeing on the other day online, people are even wata wanatukana wase disable for the sake of kujoke tu. Kuna time ya jokes, kuna time hujui kitu itaenda how far. And there are people who literally self-depreciate themselves, wanajitukana, alafu wanadandia unaendelea. Pengine hiyo ni their way of letting out. So let us not lose humanity because we have freedom of expression. It takes a lot of energy to say something is bad. Type a whole paragraph. This Dr.Ofweneke, that show, I don't think it. You don't watch it? Lenga. Yeah. And you know what? Over the years, I just learned that people hate because if it is you, if it is their brothers or sisters doing it, they have no problem with it. Yeah, and one good thing, hate is never consistent. So if you are doing something out there and you're feeling like people hate what you do, be rest assured it's not consistent. I've never seen a hater that has been consistent on the comments for 2 years. So sometimes unakuwa na hate, msee anakupasha kumbe amaliza chuo last month. Mpatie tu time understand life. Mi nimeget kitu msee emotional ameniambia Buddha nimekuhate for so long. Basi sijaijua msee napenda ni wewe unakoga umemshikilia. Sijajua wale asemi usupport ni umemshikilia manze pole.
Ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, one of the deepest, hard-hitting lessons at 30 we've ever hosted on the show. Our guest lecturer, the one and only Butita, the CEO, SPM Africa. If I can say the truth, Kenya's #1 production house as we speak right now. And he's speaking about his beautiful journey from the beginning until we cannot say the end because we have only started. Signed of videos makutana. Me, I have my own lessons I've taken. For some reason, I've always had this thought line, and now I'm meeting somebody who's aligning with it, that a good heart will always be rewarded. But what he's really spoken deep to me today is keep on hitting that wall. One day, it's going to fall. Keep on hitting it.
A good heart. Who's the king that said, I've lived my life as a kid, as an adult. I've never seen the Russians
Being
forsaken or their children begging for bread.
Begging for bread.
It has to be Solomon or David. Was it David?
Yeah, I will check on that.
Yeah. So that's a take home.
For me, that's a good heart.
We exist because the next generation should exist better. So as long as we play a role in people's lives, we'll be rewarded.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness. As you talk about his investments, remember I'm still on your case until you buy shamba. By the way, me side imenunua shamba tatu by the grace of God, and I'm making investments for my children, just like what Butita is saying. Please, ingia pale Matu, ama pigie username properties. The contacts are right there on the screen, on the squeeze back. Wapigie end of a site visit on Wednesdays or a Saturday. Ende uangalie hiyo shamba. Iko karibu na barabara kwa highway. Kuna stima, kuna maji, network. The place is good for investment and settling down. And it's an agricultural soil. You can actually do farming right there. Make sure you do that. And while you're watching, and I'm really getting a lot of feedback from guys who are watching the show from Europe, USA, from Australia, and all over. Just know you can send money back home. Now, there's no any other method or any other mode of sending money back home that is safe and assured if it's not Lemfi. Download Lemfi. And you can pay actually from Lemfi to a till number back at home. All right? Now, vile naongea hivi, very soon I'll start advertising to you my own collection, menswear collection. And it's coming soon, called the Eagles Collection. And you know what I've done? I have already created a website through Odoo. Odoo is a one-stop shop business software. Imagine at the comfort of your house, at the comfort of your seat, you can literally get into Odoo and actually come up with your own website, custom made, the way you like it, your own taste, your own colors, interface, database, vile unataka. Decorate the way you want. And actually it has a ChatGPT integrated inside. I don't know what else you want. Unapigia hapa msewa nini wa graphics designer achukui simu. Na ujua domain ni free for the next 1 year. Simply by download the Odoo. Click on the description link down there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dr.Ofweneke TV. I cannot say more. It's been amazing. It's been inspiring. I hope there's something gotten of it. Don't just comment down there. Comment about the lessons you've actually
learned. See you in the next one. Lessons at 30, Dr. Ofweneke on Dr. Ofweneke TV.